Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Good evening, everybody. Good evening, Mr. Gaius.
Good to see you.
Yeah, good evening, Mr. Lee.
Yeah, good evening.
Good evening, Mr. Chike. Good evening, Mr. Lubumi. Stop no more that your name.
Good evening, Victoria. It's fine.
Okay, I don't know the rest. What? Good evening, co-host. All right. Welcome to yet another time, another session where we're going to talk about crypto. And today we'll be talking about crypto in the Nigerian system. So before this is already 7:06, so without wasting much of our time, I will just briefly introduce our speakers. But my co-anchors on this session is Yenri, that's the co-founder and business developer for Pamatrix, and Chineye, the sales representative for Pamatrix. And so in no particular order, I'll be introducing our speakers on this panel. So Mr. Gaius Chibueze Ngene. Good evening, sir.
Yeah, good evening. Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, still here. Popularly known as Bitcoin Chief.
Yes.
He's a Nigerian businessman and entrepreneur. He's also a CMO of Abit Network and Tatcoin, a tradable token on crypto exchanges. We also have Mr. Lee Uchoma, who is a global speaker and innovator, and who is currently the CEO of Coin News Extra. And we also have Mr. Olubumi Fabanwo. Please pardon me. He's an experienced banker, a social commentator, and trained environmentalist. And also on the panel is Mr. Chike Okonkwo, who is the head of strategic partnership at NABU, also known as Threshold. So welcome every one of you to this wonderful session. You're all welcome. So please, can you introduce your platform, Mr. Chibueze?
Okay, thank you so much, everyone, and thank you so much, Victoria, for having me.
Thank you,
As you rightly introduced, my name is Gaius Chibueze, and I am the Chief Marketing Officer for Abit Mobile Application Limited, aka Abit Network. Abit is a blockchain technology company that creates different types of solutions on the blockchain. We have some of the solutions ranging from real estate, travel and tourism, and cryptocurrency education, and peer-to-peer trading, and a whole lot of other industries that we are also involved in. Basically, what we do at Abit is that we look at the real world, what challenges are out there in some of those industries, and we bring them to the blockchain and create these solutions. So we have a utility token called Tatcoin, which was created to be used as a transactional currency in our ecosystem. So I think basically that's all about us.
All right, thank you very much, sir. Mr. Lee, please can you introduce Coin News Extra?
Yeah, thank you very much. Good evening, everyone. My name is Lee Uchamahiri. Actually, I'm the CEO of Coin News Extra. We are a global cryptocurrency, fintech, and blockchain media platform headquartered in Lagos State, Nigeria. So recently, we launched the first of its kind in the ecosystem around the world. We were able to launch the first 247 live broadcasting TV platform solely dedicated to the blockchain, cryptocurrency, and fintech ecosystem. So our main purpose goal is to be able to educate and disseminate information to everyone around the world so that people will be able to know what is happening in the ecosystem. You know, a lot of information is flying around, so people don't really know where to plug and get the right information. So that's why we are here for you, Coin News Extra and CNE TV.
All right, thank you very much, Mr. Lee. Thank you. Mr. Fabao, please kindly introduce yourself. Mr. Fabao. Okay. Mr. Chike Okonkwo, please kindly introduce yourself.
Please, Olubunmi, you have a microphone muted. Just unmute yourself, please.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, sorry about that. My name is Olubunmi Fabanwo.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I currently work with Guarantee Trust Bank, and I would like to say, as a point of disclaimer, anything I say here is by my own understanding, and I'm not representing the bank in any way. So I've worked in the retail marketing division within the bank. I was relationship manager for a number of years, and I currently work as a platinum support supervisor, where we use CRM and other analytics to improve the customer experience of a certain band of our customers in the bank. I'm very interested and I'm enthusiastic in blockchain technology. Actually enjoy speaking about it, reading about it, and I've spoken at a number of fintech events, and I enjoy educating people about the applications of blockchain and how it can be used for different sectors and different users. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Mr. Fabao. All right, Mr. Chike Okonkwo, can you introduce yourself?
Good evening, everybody. My name is Chike Okonkwo, and I'm the head of partnerships at NABU. NABU is registered is a UK company, and we are seeking out a UK banking license. We hope to perfect that in the next few months and maybe early 2022. But we run an auxiliary service called Threshold, and Threshold is a bank grade enterprise asset management solution. We offer wallet services that are self-custodial for our clients. Thereby, we don't hold their assets by themselves, and also we make use of a technology that is called multi-party computation, the MPC. So it's a futuristic technology that helps cut down on mining fees that you pay on the blockchain, and thereby help the companies stay profitable by also reducing their cost of what they pay in mining fees. So that's basically what we do. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much, Mr. Chike. All right, before we start, so if for those of us that are streaming live from YouTube, I wanted to, if you have any questions during the course of this session, just drop your questions on the YouTube live stream comments, the Palmer community, and the Valley Corp-Palmer community Telegram group, so that we can attend to your questions at the end of the first part of this session. So, so without wasting any time, we'll just dive into the discussion for today. So, we all know that, we all know about, obviously we have an insight into the crypto and the blockchain space globally and in Nigeria, even considering the latest ban on the bank deposits and the level of education about crypto in Nigeria. So we'd like to hear from us, what is how do we see the crypto space in Nigeria today? So we're starting with Mr. Gaius. You have a running community, a running product in Nigeria right now. So how would you describe crypto in the Nigerian ecosystem today?
Okay, thank you so much, Vicky. The Nigerian, as we all know, Nigeria actually ranks second for some years now in terms of Bitcoin trading volume, or let me say in terms of Bitcoin trading activities. And the The reason for this is not far-fetched. Nigerians are people that are out looking for opportunities to better their lives. I myself, as a person, I happen to be opportune to hear about Bitcoin very, very early, since 2011. And I took advantage of the opportunity. And in 2015, through some of the Ponzi scheme that later sprang up, MMM and the rest of them, many Nigerians heard about Bitcoin. And since then, I have actively seen how Nigerians have embraced the digital currency, which has also opened doors to other type of cryptocurrencies like Ethereum, BNB, and the rest of others that has been created. So I would say probably because of the challenges that an average Nigerian is facing daily in terms of making a living, this has made cryptocurrency very, very attractive to the Nigerian audience. If you check when this pump was going on last 3 weeks or last 2 weeks, if you check the number of Nigerians that came into the space, especially when most of these shit coins were pumping, you will see that they were actually in large numbers. Now, why was everyone suddenly getting involved? It's as a result of this same opportunity that I am talking about. So I think Nigerians so much believe in cryptocurrency. For so many of us, it is our own gateway that opens up to these opportunities that were actually kept for a selected few. I use myself, for example. If not for Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies, I am not sure I would have been able to achieve some of the things I have achieved right now, or travel to some of the parts of the world where I've traveled. So this, for every Nigerian out there, is like that breakthrough opportunity. And this is why I think that despite the challenges that we are having with the government going from one confusion to the other in terms of the regulation, I think Nigerians are still very, very interested and optimistic. In fact, the people have more trust in Bitcoin and cryptocurrency than they do in the government. That is why you were able to see that during the time when the CBN announced their ban on banks providing APIs for blockchain companies, we saw that instead of the interest of Nigerians in cryptocurrency going down, with Nigeria being the second largest market, instead the price of Bitcoin went from, I think, $40,000 to $46,000. And I've read somewhere online that Nigerians have traded over 100 billion since when that announcement or that negative announcement was made. So I think the average Nigerian that has come in contact with Bitcoin strongly believes in it.
All right. Thank you very much for that. Thank you very much. All right. I would like to hear from Mr. Fabanwo, because let me hear from you. What do you think of cryptocurrency in Nigerian space?
Okay, thank you very much. As the previous speaker said, we are currently the second in terms of market. That's in the Nigerian space, and I would say that cryptocurrency in Nigeria is still in the infant stages, because we are still faced by a lot of challenges, and adoption, as much as we think that most people have adopted it, it's still also in the infant stages, and I think we still have quite a long way to go. But it's been a steady upturn of events for cryptocurrency in Nigeria, and especially with the ban, which was earlier spoken about, and the several challenges. That's the regulatory challenges that come with dealing in that space. I read that adoption grew by 220% in the first quarter of last year, and I'm sure that we will have a larger number in the first when the first quarter reports of this year comes out. So we've seen that a lot of Nigerians are keen into it and are getting into the space, despite the fact that the financial system is not even supportive at the moment of trading or purchasing or having assets in cryptocurrency. So yes, in conclusion, it's still in final stages, and I believe that there's still potential. There's still a lot of potential inherent in the space. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Habawa. Okay. All right, Mr. Chike, what do you think what are challenges that we are facing in Nigerian crypto ecosystem? So far, so good from your experience.
Yeah, thank you very much. So I think one of the challenges I'll talk about is lack of education. A whole lot of people still need very, very the basic education for them to understand how crypto and the blockchain space work. For me, I like to categorize the Nigerian people into three when it comes to crypto. There's a part of there's a set that understand crypto. There's a set that they just really understand, but they're just trying to do things around it. There's a particular set of people that don't even know at all, and they see it in a very different light. So I think education is very, very, very much needed in this space at this time. And to also, when we talk about education, I feel like the government shouldn't look for avenues to actually make things more difficult or see how they can stifle the innovations coming out of this space. Rather, they should embrace the space, work hand in hand with industry players, and see how they can put education at the forefront of these. Because a whole, like you stated, I think you just talked about data of people who have already gotten into this our industry. So what I feel is the government should see how they can begin to encourage people to seek education before actually even investing their money in crypto, or rather before even trying to play in the space. So I think one of the basic problems we have is education. Thank you.
Okay, that's interesting, and I think I'm gonna agree with you because I've had similar experiences where some person just come in and they want to dive right into trading, but they don't even know why we have crypto. They don't even know why the blockchain is here. So, Mr. Lee, how would you describe the typical Nigerian? Is the typical Nigerian, does he have any form of fear, or what do you think drives the typical Nigerian into crypto?
Thank you very much. Before I go to that topic question, I would like to touch down on two questions that you've asked before. Talking about the crypto in Nigerian space, we should understand that there are a lot of opportunity for people to tap in cryptocurrency when it comes to Nigeria. So looking at some of the opportunities you see in cryptocurrency in Nigeria, you see that people now have opportunity. When you talk about NFTs, there are a lot of artists in Nigeria who are coming into the ecosystem. With this ecosystem, the NFT sector has not really been tapped, and it's a very big opportunity for artists who are in the Nigerian space to present their artwork to the rest of the world. And also another thing, still on that, another thing is that there are a lot of opportunities, and what I'm discovering in this space in Nigeria is that most Nigerians are more of consumers. We are more of consumers, and a lot of us don't really want to work on some project and build what we can easily give to the world and also to our people. So that's by the one. Another thing is the projects that are doing well also in the Nigerian space. They don't really have, we have great innovators. I've been able to interact with a lot of them in the Nigerian ecosystem who are doing a lot of innovative things, but they are not gaining media traction at the center stage. So when you see a lot of projects doing well at the global stage, you see that because of the media traction, they are closer to media. So most of the things happening in the Nigerian space is because of lack of have good innovators, but they are not gaining media traction. Secondly, on the challenges of crypto in Nigerian space, before I go down to the questions you asked, you look at one of the major challenges is regulators being confused. That's how I would say it about Nigerian regulators being confused, because you cannot tell me how Nigeria CBN woke up just one day and say, okay, we are restricting banks and other financial institutions from providing financial services to cryptocurrency companies in Nigeria. And why the ecosystem participants are already discussing with the SEC. So here you see that the regulators don't really what is going on. The SEC in Nigeria, we are still in discussion then, and they are also flowing very well. All of a sudden, CBN woke up. So these are one of the things that are affecting the ecosystem, the challenges it's facing, like Chike rightly said, lack of proper education, and also another challenge is lack of information. So coming down to Nigerians facing the crypto, right? That was the question, right?
Yes.
Yeah, you know, Nigerians, there is something, Gabriel said something that in 2016, most Nigerians came into the crypto space because of two Ponzi schemes and other MMM and other Ponzi schemes. You see, Nigerians, because of the situations we are facing over here, if you go other part of the world, it's quite different because of what we are facing over here in Nigeria, the hardship, the other things, poor governance, and the rest of them. So we Nigerians really want to find a way to help ourselves. You see, when you look at your family and your community, you want to help us. So we look for opportunities. That's why you see when you go to the cryptocurrency trading, you see that Nigeria
Okay, so let's have Mr. Gaius. Can you hear me?
Yes, I'm here. Can you
All
hear
right. Okay. You have a thriving product
Yeah.
in Nigeria. You have Tatcoin and the likes.
Yeah.
So what do you think is the major challenges that, because apart from your products, I think there are other products in Nigeria that are also very, very solid. So what do you think is the challenge like these products face that they're not gaining, as Mr. Lee mentioned? Mr. Lee said there's no media attraction. Is that the only challenge? Are there more challenges that, you know, there's a huge gap between those good solid products and the users in Nigeria? So what are the challenges? What is the challenge? What's the gap? What's creating that gap between those products and the users?
Yeah, I agree with one of the speakers. I think it's Mr. Konkwo, where he talked about knowledge, not having enough knowledge on cryptocurrency, why it was created and how it works. In our company, we currently have a total user base of over 1.6 million users since we launched officially in 2020, especially since we launched our token. Now, no matter how good your use cases are, 98% of the people that are jumping on your token are short-term persons. They are just there to see what they can actually get for now. And this is where one of the speakers also said something about the situation in the country. So people jump on cryptocurrency for short term. They don't even bother about having proper knowledge about how these things works, why it was created. They don't even think long term. In fact, I have something I always say sometimes like a joke, that if Bitcoin was first sold to Nigerians when it was created in 2008, the price may still be somewhere around $1 struggling. And here is the reason: because we have very small number of persons that are looking at long term when buying a crypto. Everybody is in for a quick gain. Everybody is just in. So first of all, the community of crypto buyers in Nigeria, they are not concerned with blockchain as a technology. They are not concerned with whatever nonsense use case you're telling them that you want to build. They're only interested in how soon can this token go from 1 naira to 1.5 naira. Let me take my profit and exit and go live flash. So this problem is why, as a company, we sometimes focus on educating our community that they should look at the long term, look at what this company is building. I was opportune to be among those who bought Binance BNB in 2017 here. 2017 seems like a long time, but when I just close my eye, it looks like just yesterday here. I was among those who were opportune to buy Binance BNB at 10 cents. And I would tell you that looking at where Binance is right now, where their token even went up as high as, I think, $600 or $700 or whatever it went to. Looking at it, I would say that it's just like yesterday here. And looking at that, when I bought it, I remember when I was telling someone in 2017 that I am buying up to 5 million naira worth of BNB, and a senior friend was telling me, why will you buy such huge amount for something that you're not sure of? But when I read their white paper and I saw the plan that they had, building this exchange and everything, everyone was using Bittrex and Cryptopia then. But I looked into the future and I saw every plan that they had, and I knew something may come out of this. So this crypto education needs to seriously, it needs to be taken serious, because as Chike said, the people are not properly educated on crypto. In fact, even when you try to educate them, a whole lot of them are not interested. What they're just interested is, how much is this token going to be in the next minute? So when we start looking at blockchain technology for what it is and not just the token, I think that is going to do a whole lot of good to the crypto community in Nigeria. Then when it comes to I heard someone here, I don't know which of the speakers talked about, the person made mention of key players or stakeholders or whatever their name is. Now you will see that there is no sense of cooperation among these people that call themselves stakeholders and the rest of them. Everybody is just out to build their own, no sense of collaboration. You see the way these Asian guys build. You see Justin Sun will support Binance in their ecosystem the way they can. Binance will support Justin Sun in their own Tron ecosystem. There is cross kind of collaboration between these two blockchains or these two platforms. But in Nigeria, all I have seen as one of the oldest person in the space is on unnecessary kind of competition, where people who have not even achieved anything are just trying to outdo themselves. I think sometimes it boils down to the hustle mentality or struggle mentality, when people are coming from where they have not seen much, so they just feel you have to. So all these things we don't have any stakeholders right now. It's just individual people trying to hustle, to just do their thing and the rest. So there needs to be some form of stakeholders association, people who are truly stakeholders, to support emerging projects, to support new projects that are coming out. You understand? This collaboration also, this spirit of collaboration that is also seen abroad also needs to be brought down to the Nigerian crypto ecosystem, where projects, if someone else is building on this, you can look at your own ecosystem and see how you can work with that person. Me putting you up doesn't mean that I will be down. Do you understand? Me supporting another project who are not direct competitors, but because everyone is focused on just token and the rest. Even the users and the so-called stakeholders, they are not even concerned about the technology and utility and use cases. Everyone is just out there to push this and that and that. So I think there need to be stakeholders who are very concerned about moving blockchain or cryptocurrency to the next stage from the hustle stage that it is right now. Then lastly, again, I will also say that I think the reason why even the government seems more confused is because even the government is not taking time to understand the technology. They are just after the news, whatever the media is saying. Oh, if they say China has banned Bitcoin, they will always use that as a reference, even if it's an unconfirmed news. So we don't have the right people in the right offices in government, and this has also affected all kinds of technology, not just blockchain. So we need to see how the government can support this technology, looking at it from another angle, that whether you support it or not, your people will always look for the back door to take advantage of it. So if you don't support it directly, you lose at the end of the day.
All right. Okay. Yeah. Salient points you pointed out there. Okay. Thank you, Mr. Chibueze. So, Mr. Fabanwo, what do you think about, yes, Mr. Chibueze have touched some parts of the whole government part, and Mr. Fabanwo, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Please go on.
Okay. All right. Okay. What do you think about regulation, crypto regulation in Nigeria? Mr. Chibueze have touched a part of government part in it, the individuals and all that. But what do you think? Where does regulation come in, or how are we going to create crypto-friendly regulation in Nigeria?
Okay, thank you very much. I think first of all, regulation has to support innovation. And what we have been seeing at play here is just regulation trying to bring back innovation. So the first thing for regulators, my own opinion of it is that you need to understand before you can regulate. If you don't understand how something works, it's just a facade you are trying to paint. You say you are trying to regulate it. So get understanding, call in people, call in experts, get to understand how this works. Then you will get to understand the risk, because all you're doing, all the actions you are taking are actually based on assumptions, and you are doing things based on how the West or how the East is doing it. And that is being one of our own problems. We are waiting for the West. We are waiting for every other, for China. We are looking up to them for how we are going to regulate things here. First, have an understanding. It is easy to call in people, to call in experts, to sit down, have a round table, and understand how these things work. Then you can know how to regulate. That's been one of the issues, even in every other sector, that even in the banking industry too, you find out the same type of attitude is replicated. It's not just with the crypto space. You look at the telecoms industry, the same thing. So we as a people need to sit down and understand why these things are working the way they are. And I think the first thing to do is understand blockchain technology itself. And as Mr. Gaius and the other speakers have spoken about education, I think even the Nigerian people don't understand the technology upon which this thing is built. And it's all right, it's fine. I would liken this to when fiat currencies first came, thousands of centuries ago. Of course, people would have been running out of and wondering, would have been so confused about how this is going to work, and in the next few years, how is it going to be? Why will I have a dollar like as big as this when I can easily trade my yam for something else and get value? Why am I having fiat as value, passing value? Why is my fiat in digital way? Why can't I see my money when I'm trying to transfer from this bank to this bank? So I think it's a lot of sensitization and a lot of interest that have gone into that has built even the regular fiat currencies up to this level. So I think there is need for education, and that comes with time, and that comes with settling down to really understand how things work. So regulation first, you have to link up, you have to sit down with innovation and try to improve it. There are ways that we can discuss things and make sure that you are not anchoring it, you are not negatively drawing back whatever it is that people are trying to spring up or trying to be innovative about. Yeah, thank you.
All right, thank you very much, Mr. Fabanwo. Thank you. Mr. Lee, welcome back. Okay, so you were talking about media attractions, the solid projects we have in Nigeria. Mr. Lee, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
All right, okay. We're talking about the solid projects and the media attraction. Do you think, or how do you think this is going to be possible? Like, you are in media and you are the CEO of Coins Extra. So how can this gap be bridged between this solid project and the media attraction that you talked about?
Yeah, thank you very much for that question, because when you talk about media, it's not going to be actually one media platform or company doing that particular work. It calls for collaborations, like the Gaio said about the ecosystem staying united. So this what is going to help us. So there should be collaborations. It's not about me being the CEO of Coin Extra media platform alone that can solve that. One tree does not make a forest. So it calls for the stakeholders in the ecosystem to come together and know how to project. You know, when you are pushing, everyone is pushing his or her own project. So you're pushing out your own news alone, and this person is pushing his own company's news and all the rest of them. So it's not going to be having weight, and it's not going to be gaining traction. You see the way news trend on social media. When everyone keeps talking about that particular thing, you see that it gets attention. So this what we need to do from our own point as a media platform. We are trying our best to relate with the stakeholders in the space. Most especially, we are looking at having good relationship with startups, innovators in the ecosystem, because these people are really doing amazing things in the ecosystem. So what we do is to find a way to project this African project, because that's what we stand for. Our own aim is to project and also onboard 5 million African youths in the next 5 years. So we want to be able to encourage them. So we've been able, last year we had a program that was during the FinTech Association of Nigerian Week. We had a blockchain session during that, which is one of the first time such a thing is happening in Nigeria. So we were able to get, we had a pitching competition where we encouraged startups to come and pitch what they have, and the prize was $10,000, and we had a winner, and so some other of those that participated were able to get recognitions. They were able to interact with investors, other investors. They were able to showcase what they are doing. So even during that pitching competition, I saw that there were a lot of talents, people who are doing amazing things in the ecosystem. And another way we try to encourage African projects and to project them is to be able to cut down on our costs when it comes to African projects. So we try as much as possible not to charge them much, so that they will be able to grow, because we know how difficult it is to grow a business in Nigeria. So media is about collaboration. This ecosystem in Nigeria gaining traction at the global stage is about the stakeholders, innovators in the ecosystem to come together, join hands together, join forces together, and push everything. Imagine when a particular project is having issues in Nigeria, all the stakeholders, all the players in the industry should be able to speak on behalf of that particular project, not leaving it unconcerned because it's not my project. I will not do anything about it. We should be able to encourage ourselves. This is my point on that. So it's about staying united and understanding each other and collaborations and partnerships. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Lee. Thank you, Mr. Lee. All right, this is, we'll be going on a short break now. And when we return, we'll start with Mr. Chike on how, we said a lot, we really said a lot. We'll talk about the future moving from here, based on the statistics we have, based on what's happening now. So how do we move from where we are now to where we want the crypto space in Nigeria to be? So right now, we're going on a break, and we'll be advertising the goodie bag, the Permatrade goodie bag. Permatrade will be advertising a promo video, so stay tuned. And also after the break, also we'll be handling questions from the community and all that. So make sure you put your questions together for our speakers to address. All right, see you right after the promo video. Thank you. All right, everybody, welcome back to the last part of tonight's session. So it's been an interesting one throughout from the time we started up until now. And I hope we saw the link to the goodie bag. So make sure you click that link to the goodie bag and check what's in the bag. All right, we've had an interesting one. And like I said, we'll be continuing with Mr. Chike on the way forward. We've said a lot of stuff, we pointed out a lot of challenges and likely solution, but there's a place we are now and there's a place we most likely want to get to. So is there any like really, really realistic way to get us to that point? And also in that same line, other countries are also looking into CBDC, the central bank, digital currencies. And do you think that's also obtainable in Nigeria? Mr. Chike, can you hear me?
Yes, so I can hear you. I'll respond to the first question before I go to the second one. So with regards to moving forward, so I think in as much as the government is not really proactive with the way the technology is developing rapidly, I believe one of my biggest advice to people and players in this space is keep building. And I will also advise that while you build, you do your proper research and also try to build things that people can actually use and don't build out of hype. Africa has a whole lot of problems where you can actually apply the blockchain. And if you do proper research, you can pick out one of the sectors where you can really solve a problem. And with regards to what Gaio said, moving forward, we must begin to think collaboration. I was at a meeting some weeks back, and in Abuja, where we had some kind of gathering, and I pointed it out, and I said, for us as Nigerians and Africa to take ourselves to the next level, we must begin to collaborate in order to what? Achieve the best for ourselves. So collaboration is very, very important. And we as industry players, we must begin to shun the competition mentality because the industry is still very, very young. It needs a whole lot of support. I was in a clubhouse conversation today. It was an NFT conversation. And I think it was a non-profit NFT organization, and they were working on an event in Miami coming up, I think, next week. And I saw whales coming up to donate funds, coming up to put out money for people to attend this event for a week, where people don't get to, but they do what they receive knowledge about the space. People, there'll be conferences, there'll be pitches, and there'll be parties. So these are people who have made money already in the crypto space, putting funds together and seeing how they can also help other people who want to understand the space. So we need more, going forward, we need more genuine relationships like this and collaborations. And also, we must also understand that the blockchain space is not so easy to understand. So educate people on how to understand what you're building so that they can actually use your product. Then, going forward, you spoke about CBDC. I would say the central bank just said something, and it's the governor in his statement that I don't know if it came from him but let me quote what the paper said, that Nigeria is definitely going to look into CBDCs. Let me applaud the CBN governor for saying that. It's a step, and it shows that maybe they're actually doing their research. And I would like to say this to people who are building, don't take these guys for a bluff, because if you feel like they have opportunities to get information at their disposal when they want it, it's just they want to control. But the problem I have with the government is you cannot really control this technology because the blockchain in itself is revolutionary. You cannot control it. Nobody can control it. Even Satoshi himself knew the day he said he was no longer going to, he removed his name from the patent of Bitcoin. He knew this technology was more than him. So anybody who tries to come and control, if the government wants to do CBDCs, fine. South Africa just released a publication today that they are doing, they're already having conversations around it. So if Nigeria, that is said to be the largest currency market in Africa, begins to talk about CBDCs, I believe for them is a step in the right direction. But also, first look into the inflation issues in the country before you actually say you want to start coming up with your own CBDCs. There are so many other issues that I feel that they should tackle first of all the economy before they decide to take things digital. It is good because money in itself has gone digital. Bringing it on the blockchain is another thing, and it's good also. But I think they should first of all collaborate with the people in the space, because you can't be thinking of launching a digital currency when you are not being a friend with the players currently in the digital currency space. So I believe that they should first of all come closer, not play the elder brother who is far above and the last born who is below, and you expect that people will just embrace things. A lot of people are already getting used to stable coins. A lot of people are getting used to stable coins, and you can churn out digital currencies. You may not stop, you can't stop them from using stable coins. So I expect that they will come up with that, because he has already said it today that they are looking into it. So most definitely, it's a good thing and a good step in the right direction, if you ask me.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. TK. Thank you for that. All right. So to Mr. Fabawo. So far, so good. Do you think that the whole the ban on bank deposits, did it have any form of impact on banks? This is your personal opinion. Just asking for your personal opinion.
Yes, well, impact is relative, and if you want me to say the truth, the impact may not have been so significant, because even while we speak, people are still transacting. Let me just give you a little bit of an info into it. So the way banks operate is that when this, as soon as the CBN said, okay, close all accounts that are crypto related or anything like that, that are trading on crypto exchanges. So what we just do is take certain words that such as crypto, BTC, Bitcoin, or anything like that, then spoon people's statements or people's records to find out if they are stating descriptions like that in their transactions. And you see that people have gone a step further. So if I'm going to do a peer-to-peer transaction, all I need to do is just transfer the money to whoever it is, even within the bank, and even pay deposits into my account to pay people for cryptocurrency transactions. So I wouldn't say that is very significant impact. Of course, there's surely an impact, but not so significant, because people still go ahead to do transactions and to make payments that are crypto related. So, but banning cards for usage on these exchanges and things like that may have hurt the banking system a little. And just to put a little nudge on that, I think banking is already evolving, and banks are no longer seated waiting for deposits from customers and doing the regular banking business. You see banks moving into the payment industry now, because people are beginning to position themselves ready for the revolution, because whether you like it or not, this thing is going to happen. Whether the regulators like it or not, it's going to happen. And bank executives, most of all these people, understand this already. They are smart enough to start positioning themselves. They are going into payments, they are going into asset management, because of course, very soon people will own, people will have a certain amount of their portfolio in crypto, and they will want you to manage it for them as they want a financial institution to do the management. So people are already, banks are already positioning themselves and getting ready for this eventuality. So I think that answers the impact question.
Okay. Thank you very much, Mr. Fabamu. All right. Mr. Chibueze.
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. Do you have anything to add to what Mr. Chike said about, steps to take forward, even on the CBDC?
Okay, I think we've kind of over-trashed that. As a person, I always believe in action. I always believe in action. The essence of this meeting will be it might be on record as a wasted time if at the end of the day we came here and all we did is talk, and we didn't change anything. We didn't take action on any of the things that we have discussed here as individuals in our own space. So I think it's time for action. It's time for action. All the suggestions that have been given here, the recommendations and everything, we should start implementing in our private space and in our businesses.
Okay. Yeah, that's true. All right. Okay, there's a question from the Palmer community from Mr. Zub. He asks, anybody can answer this question, or all of us can answer the question. He asked, in the era of meme coins such as Shiba Inu and the like, most people are now looking for such opportunities as against projects with proper use case that are fit for long term. What is the way forward? This is a question from the community.
Did we get what I would say to that, investing in just because of the hype, you're investing in a project because of the hype. What I would say to that is, it's not the way forward. That's not the way forward. You know, a lot of people don't look at the project before you make investment. Is your hard-earned money. You should be able to do your due diligence, make researches about such project to see if there is future in it. You could see Gaius made mention that he bought BNB when it was very low. He did his own research before he bought that, and it worked out for him. Had it been he just went around buying different coins, he will end up being burnt. So it's about making your due diligence. And if you must invest that way, make sure you're going to be investing money that you're willing to lose. So if it is some money that you want to do, your hard-earned money that you want to invest, you should be able to make research, unless you just want to gamble about it. But the best way to invest in the ecosystem is to do your due diligence and make your researches, and that way you will make the right decision.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Lee. Mr. Chike, do you think that is there any danger, or do you think there's any what risk do you see around crypto generally? Crypto, both in the States, globally, are there risks? Are there dangers? Are there, like fear? What risk do you see around it?
I think for me, the risk where people really get scared about is losing their assets, not being able to secure their assets properly. That's a risk I see lots of times. Many young people jump into the space, and over the past course of few days, I've seen a lot of people come to me and say, "Oh, I lost my asset, I lost my deeds," and I tell them this: you didn't get hacked, you got compromised because one way or the other you were careless and you exposed your maybe you fell into phishing sites. So that's one of the aspects I see a lot of people when it comes to crypto assets. Then the industry as a whole is still growing, and there's still a lot of back and forth and all of that has to do with scalability and all this and all that. So a lot of things that are happening around the industry currently globally, many of them are in the test phase. I would say that even Ethereum, that's one of the largest ecosystem and foundations out there, still has a whole lot to still work on. So, and we can see people talking about high cost of fees and all of that. So these are the things that I feel like are still challenges. But I say it's just a 12 years old industry. There's room for, what's it called, improvement. A whole lot will still go into that aspect. So I think that's where what I was saying in terms of challenges. But with other things, I think I'm fine.
Okay. Thank you very much, Mr. Chike. All right, Mr. Fabanwo. Mr. Fabanwo, okay.
Yes,
What do you think are the benefit, like, that the government or institutions they would gain? What are the benefits for them if they go all in, you go completely support crypto in Nigeria? What are the benefits? What do you tend to gain?
Oh, first thing is your economy. I mean, you are going to have a way out for your economic stand. And is truth be told, we are currently in a mess, if I can use that lingo, as regards our economy as a country. And this provides sort of like a solution for the government, because of course you are going to have more buy-ins of investors from different parts of the world by the time you decide to have a conversation and set a tone for how the crypto space is going to be in terms of regulations and things like that. So you are going to have more people going into these more crypto exchanges, which, as you believe, you are going to regulate. So in terms of the economy as a whole, it's going to speak volumes for us as a country if the regulators decided to buy into this. And I understand that blockchain as a technology gives you leadership. If Nigeria as a country decides to have a blockchain, the regulator decides to key into blockchain, that means the whole of Africa is going to have like serious a shift in movement forward, because Nigeria as a country speaks. Can you hear me? Okay, so Nigeria as a country Nigeria is a country that a lot of African countries look up to, and of course we have the highest trading volumes in Africa. So the whole of Africa waits upon us, and if you as a regulator have to be the reason why we are going to keep lagging, then I don't know what to say about that. So of course there's a lot of benefits in keying into the crypto space, giving your positive buy-in for your citizenship, for the economy, for each person's life. It's going to create more jobs. There will be more opportunities, and a lot of people are going to be, they are going to be financially independent, and that in itself is a positive for any nation that has the plan to grow and to develop.
Okay, thank you, sir. Thank you for that. Okay, if you have more questions, just kindly send them to the comment section of the YouTube channel. That's our online audience, or send it to the Telegram groups, and we'll attend to your questions. So, for Mr. Lee, do you have anything to add?
Yes, talking about Nigeria going all in when it comes to cryptocurrency and blockchain, they are going to be gaining a lot of things if they do that. Which one of those things they could. I see some nations they are looking towards that direction. Nigeria could also see Bitcoin or some other cryptocurrency as a reserve currency. You see some of these institutional investors, they are looking towards that direction, acquiring cryptocurrency, Bitcoin. That way, they will increase the revenue of the country. Another one is it will help innovation. Imagine when the government of Nigeria embraces blockchain and cryptocurrency. See, a lot of people will now start experimenting. There are a lot of people who wants to experiment, who wants to build things in the blockchain and crypto space, but because of the uncertainty in regulation, they are not being able to do that. So imagine when the Nigerian government embraces it, there are going to be a lot of innovation out there. And you see, like the last speaker said, there will be opportunity for employment. There will be a lot of employment here because you see one of the challenges over here is unemployment. So you see people, because of innovation, people will start creating job opportunities. You see, why I say this is because you look at Malta. That was around 2017. Malta became, they allowed cryptos, they embraced cryptocurrency. That's why a lot of companies were able to move to Malta. It really helped Malta grow their revenue. If Nigeria could look that direction, it will help Nigeria also grow its revenue. When you imagine when Nigeria embraces cryptocurrency fully with a good regulation, you see that a lot of companies around the globe will be coming into Nigeria. That way, your revenue will increase. They will pay tax. There will be more employment. A lot of things will happen. So these are things they should do. But I don't think the way this Nigerian government is reacting, that there is any that is coming soon. I don't think it's coming soon. So let's see how everything unfolds.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Lee. All right, that's great input from all of us this evening. All right, so on our different sides, Mr. Gaius has a community, he has a product and all that. So, Mr. Gaius, on your own part now, what do you think that Arbit Network has to offer based on everything that's been said so far this evening, you know, based on every side that we've considered? So what do you think that Arbit Network is bringing to the table to achieve these goals?
Yeah, one of the places, one of the areas that we have been at the forefront is the area of crypto education. Since 2015, as an individual, I pioneered the crypto education in Nigeria through our platform called Arbitrader. In fact, it was officially in 2016 that we launched a community called African Bitcoin Traders, which we later shortened to Arbitrader, which later shortened to our company Arbit. The full meaning of Arbit actually stands for African Bitcoin Traders, but we later just changed it to Arbit and gave it another meaning. We have pioneered the crypto education. So many persons today came to know about Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies through us. As at when we transitioned to our app, we already had a community on WhatsApp of over 13,000 persons. From WhatsApp, we moved to Telegram. From Telegram, we have a mobile application right now that has over 300,000 users. You understand? Just for crypto education. And as a company, we have held different training programs, which are free. A couple of, if you follow me on Instagram, you will see that we have a session every weekend on Saturday, 8 p.m. Nigerian time, called Arbitrator session, where I go live on Zoom. That session is watched by at least 800 or 1,000 persons every weekend. I go live on all our business pages, my own main page, which has over 237,000 followers, and on our Zoom and our broadcast list, emailed to our users. So we do this because the person who educates the market wins at the end of the day. We understand that when people understand what they are getting into, at the end of the day, they will know why they are in what they are in. So we have been championing this crypto education. So we will keep doing more. We just recently unveiled John Obidi, who everybody know as one of the biggest digital teachers online. We unveiled him as our Director of Growth and Future Tech. So he is already coming in with a community of over 100,000 persons, business-minded persons, into our ecosystem. So, and we already have a podcast that is planned that is going to head, and a whole lot of other things, especially the DeFi madness now that is now going on. We want to educate our people how to we want to educate our people to understand what the decentralized finance is all about, and not just about running after shit coins. So there is so much that we are doing in terms of crypto education. For the area of collaboration, our company is the first company that extended a hand of fellowship to other cryptopreneurs in Nigeria. In 2018, in 2019, we organized a conference in Dubai where we choose Dubai because we wanted other Africans that are not in Nigeria or that are not in the continent of Africa to be able to attend, because Dubai is a central point where we brought a whole lot of speakers and tech and blockchain tech entrepreneurs, Tony Mwa Bishop, them Chris Ani, and a whole lot of them. Some of them, we even went as far as booking, paying their flight and the rest. And we discussed the one of the key points of that event was on this collaboration issue. We extended a hand of friendship. We told them that there is a need for us to come together and build. My idea is different from your idea. Let's look for common ground and see how we will build together. At the end of the day, everybody benefit, because we understand we understand the game. Most of these other international brands come to Africa and play. So we extended a hand of friendship, and we are still extending it, even though it's very one of the reasons why you don't find me. In fact, the person that invited me to this event is because I respected her and organizers of this event. Definitely, I don't usually come to events like this, because why? Most of these events, people just come, gather and talk and talk. At the end of the day, people go back and there is no change of attitude, or there is no direction. People just come, talk, and my own time is very, very precious. So we discovered that after the conference we had in Dubai, people agreed, oh, we'll start collaborating and the rest. But when they go back, everybody is just focused on their own thing. Even the association that they said they had no direction. So we are still calling that people should think of collaboration and how to build together. This is how economies win. Because when everybody is just focused on what they are doing and the rest, at the end of the day, you see that we get smaller than what we were supposed to get if we had come together. So this is also a wake-up call to everyone that is on this program now, that is building one thing or the other. As a company, our company, we have supported a couple of these brands. That supported when Crypto TV Plus was doing their program called B Cards, we were one of those companies that supported them with over 8 million naira. You understand? We were their major sponsors. We sponsored them. Why? Because we are interested in people understanding cryptocurrency and how it works. So since it was a crypto education tour which they were supposed, according to the proposal that submitted to us, they were supposed to go to over 11 schools, but they ended up going to 5. But we sponsored them in that magnitude because we believe that crypto education has to go around to everybody for the industry to be matured in Nigeria. So on our own part, we are still, everything that we have talked here, we will also thank the organizers, and we will also encourage fellow Nigerians that have listened, that have interacted, that as we live here, we should put to action everything that we have discussed here. So thank you so much.
All right, thank you, Mr. Chibueze. That was pretty enlightening. All right, just one more question. Okay, someone has a question, and Mr. Chike, I would like you to help us with this. So they ask, what if we wake up one day and then the blockchain is simply gone, or does the blockchain sustain itself? This like one fear some persons have. Maybe it's why some of them are reluctant to delve into something they're not so sure of. So what if one day the blockchain is completely gone? Does it sustain itself? This from the audience. Mr. Chike, can you hear me?
Yes, so I think that's one of the questions a lot of people ask a lot. What if it crash? What if it goes away? So if you understand a little bit on the technical side of the blockchain, I don't want to go so technical. You will know that the blockchain is running on nodes, on computers. And as far as all of those things are live, as far as everything is still there, it's not going anywhere. As a matter of fact, the blockchain has come to stay. I don't know what any other person tries to tell you. I don't know who this person is. I mean, I don't want to go so technical so I don't confuse the person. But you can do more reading about how the blockchain runs, but it's not going anywhere as far as I'm concerned. Nothing is going anywhere. So it's not crashing. It's not, as far as I am concerned, I've studied, I've asked these questions while I was coming to this space. So it's there and it's there as far as the whole, it's hosted somewhere, and trust me. I always think about the best, simplest way to explain this to people. It can be very difficult. These are one of the things that I say we need to really simplify these things for people to really understand. That's why we need education. So people understand that this is the level of how the blockchain runs, so you don't get all confused into why it will crash or it goes away or disappear. So, thank you.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Mr. Chike. Okay. In the absence of no other question, we've really shared a lot. We've shared a lot of insights. We've shared a lot on collaboration and all. And just like Mr. Chibueze said, it's very vital that we put all these things that we've heard this evening into good use, because the essence of meetings like this is to actually produce replicable results. So thank you all thank you, Mr. Chike. Okay. I think there's another question. Another question before the closing remarks. Okay, there's another question. So before we close, let's handle this one more question. Okay, how do you see, this is for Mr. Fabanwo specifically, from Mr. Alex from Palmer Community. How do you see that PR about forming crypto teams, which major banks like Citibank, Goldman Sachs, UBS, etc. Okay, forming crypto teams with major banks like Citibank, Goldman Sachs, UBS, etc. And how will it affect banks around the globe? How will forming crypto teams affect banks around the globe? Mr. Fabanwo.
Okay, if I understand, if I understand it, I think maybe it means crypto teams within banks. That is teams that will look into cryptocurrency and improvement of it within banks. If I understand that clearly.
Most likely.
Okay, so at present in Nigeria, because the banking industry is heavily regulated, and for a bank to be able to take any such step, that is team up with any crypto organization or build a crypto team, it has to have the final approval of the regulator. So it still boils down to regulations. But I think that most banks according to information, most banks are setting themselves ready for something like this, and they already have people, they already have resourceful individuals, and also linking up with a lot of professionals in this sector. And you know that it's not only about cryptocurrency. Even Bitcoin blockchain in itself can be utilized and can be applied to banking and also along with a lot of industries. So banks are I'm sure are also looking at they are speaking with professional bodies that deal with blockchain technology and its application, use cases to payments and many other banking applications. They are linking up with this set of people to further improve the banking experience of the regular customer.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Kabanwo. I believe for Mr. Alex, the question was answered. And we have Mr. Gregor who wants to ask a live question. Mr. Gregor?
Hello there. Maybe I would go out with some statement and also with the question. I hear that event and what he's talking about there, and we can all agree education is important. Okay, that's one thing. And what I miss there, I mean, we all speak about education, about the cryptocurrency and the blockchain. But what about other related markets, like, I don't know, stock market, bond market, and so on, derivatives markets, which affect in the financial system, which affect also the price of cryptocurrencies. So I very much believe that education must be a little bit broader than just crypto and blockchain orientated. That's one thing. Of course, people and people around the world, not just in Nigeria, are seeking for their better future and trying to figure it out how to make their lives better, so to speak. And of course, so kind of let's say nothing new. I embrace all attempts and all the struggling about educating, but what I see is that there is also a lot of people who don't want to educate themselves, and but still wants to participate in these opportunities. That's where I see where institutions like banks, brokerage houses, and asset management companies are playing a big role in this respect. So they should be kind of service for people who just don't want to deal with all the hassle about maybe trading or maybe taking care of the wallet and so on and so on. And my question to Nigerian specialists would be, what would you propose, or what would you do to move forward about services that even uneducated people can participate in crypto?
Okay. All right. Over to our speakers. Hope we had the questions.
Okay, so if I get the question right, I think you were talking about people who don't want to seek education, who still don't want to take part in education, but still want to take part in the industry. That's what the question is like, right?
Yes. So.
Okay, so this is why we actually say that We need the government actually to really take a second look at their stance on what's happening, because we'll have a lot of people who we need hedge fund companies to really come and understand this space so they can manage these guys who don't want to get involved in education but just want to participate. We see what's happening in the globe today. Some people are investing in Bitcoin ETF through hedge fund companies and a lot of other guys. And that is because the regulation over there has allowed them to participate. So we hear companies like JP Morgan saying that they are giving access to, they are working out a particular product for their billionaire customers or rich customers to take part in the crypto industry. So this is the same thing. This is the reason why we've been talking to the government and saying, we need you guys to come into this space. We have hedge fund companies that are skilled in managing funds, but because they are still under the regulatory body, they don't want to have issues with the regulators. So they still don't want to put their hands in. A couple of them, I know quite a couple of people who are already learning, who are already doing their own personal things. They can't offer that to their clients because the government has not said something good about regulating it for people to be able to participate through them. So also, and I believe one of the best things I can say is also, because as this is not really happening currently, anybody coming into this space should get ready to risk his money or lose your money, because if you don't seek education, you're just gonna have to bear the risk of losing your money at the end, because a whole lot of people want to make money trading cryptocurrency or buying cryptocurrency. So that is on the aspect where I feel if you don't seek education, either hope on the government to give the room for the right persons to help you manage this, or although there are some people who already are skilled in crypto trading who one way or the other help people trade, but I don't actually advise people to do that. The best thing I say is, why don't you learn how to manage your accounts and collect one of two trading signals from people who are good, but it's still not the best route to go. So you need to also have to learn, understand the market and what's happening, because the financial market is playing on a global scale. So just understand a bit of what's happening there, so you can also make the best out of it. And if I may go back to what was said previously, pardon me, about banks coming in contact. Yes, whoever asked that question, a lot of, and I know quite a number of guys who are working as blockchain developers for some banks who are just looking at playing around the space. Like you said, it is not about crypto, it is about blockchain. So for me, I believe so much in the blockchain than just talking about crypto assets or coins or whatever. I love the coins also because you get to make some profits. So, but banks are beginning to see how they can research around this, play around it, when regulators will give them a go ahead, and they can do all that.
All right, thank you, Mr.
Okay,
Chike.
I would like to add to what Mr. Chike said. It's about building user-friendly innovation that will also help. Like here in Nigeria, we are talking about underbanked. Now people have access to banking. There's something we call POS over here. Anywhere you go, even in the rural areas, you see POS where you'll be able to make deposits. You are making deposit to a bank agent. There's a way they run it. So anywhere, even the rural areas, you can open a bank account there. You can make deposits. You can transfer money to them. I believe this way you can get those who are not really interested, get to them, build something that will be easy for them to use. They will really embrace it. Another point here is being able to, it boils down to education. So they must really get education, but you can build, create educational content that are simple and easy to understand, and push those contents to where you can locate those kind of people you are targeting. Like a lot of people over here like football. So if you can build some content around advertisement or any educational content, push it maybe during the football time, maybe during the half break time, people could go see it. This some educational content that can easily, when they watch, they understand it. And another thing is people don't really need to know what they are using. So it's us sometimes who are going explaining blockchain, making them to understand. You can build solutions that you can build it with blockchain. They are making use of it, but they don't really need to. Like you don't need to come and telling me how if I make call, how it is going to go before I make call. But there, I need to better making use of those technologies. So there are some innovations that will come with blockchain that they don't even really need to know, but they are still making use of it. It's about a solution. It's about solving problem. So this way, this from my own side, I believe this way, if we get it right, this angle, there will be massive adoption.
Yeah, that is very cool.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Mr. Lee. Thank you, Mr. Chike. Mr. Gaius and Mr. Fabanwo, do you have anything to add to what they've said so far?
Oh, yes. I just wanted to say something quickly about institutional buying. So that's very important for us to be able to reach the unbanked and the underbanked, because institutions have to start investing in cryptocurrency, as the case may be, in order to reach these people. As an individual or as a little organization, I might not be able to reach people in the innermost parts of villages to educate them about, to let them know what cryptocurrency is all about. However, if we have institutions, if we have the telecommunications companies coming into this space, it increases the acceptability, because it's important for something to be acceptable and to be able to be traded or to be exchanged with value for people to want to make use of it without even understanding what it's all about. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Mr. Fabao. Mr. Gaius, do you have anything to add?
Not really. I think they have said everything.
All right, okay. Thank you very much, everybody. It's been an amazing time with us on this session. We've learned a lot, and we really, really, really hope that every one of us that have joined this session would apply everything we've learned, so that it wouldn't be just another, discussion table, and eventually all this thing will roll out. Of course, it's not going to happen overnight, but gradually and eventually. All right, thank you, Mr. Gaius. Thank you, Mr. Fabanwo. Thank you, Mr. Chike, and thank you, Mr. Lee. Thank you. Do you have anything else, like closing remarks? What do you have to say to our audience? Mr. Chibueze, do you have like closing remarks, like very
okay.
brief?
So I want to thank the organizers of the event. I also want to thank the person who invited me for finding me worthy to be here, and also the host of the event and every person that has spoken well here. Like I've always emphasized, it's about us taking action in our private spaces, so that the essence for the time we've spent here will not be a waste. So I sincerely wish all of us well in our individual endeavors, and I pray God opens more ideas and more opportunities for all of us. Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you, sir. Mr. Lee, closing remarks.
Yeah, thank you very much for inviting me also to this program, and the organizers also. I really appreciate. This is what we really need in this ecosystem. It's about discussions and education. We need more of these to be able to enlighten people. At least even we, the panelists, we've been able to learn. Even when we speak, we've been able to understand some of the challenges facing our dear ecosystem and seeing it from different person's point of view. So even me, I've been able to understand some things at the course of this speaking. So it's a very good one. I want something like this to come up more often. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Chike, closing remarks.
Yeah, thank you so much, guys, for having me. And to the guys who are watching online, I will say that embrace the cryptocurrency space, come closer to understand what the blockchain can actually do. And there's a whole lot that you may learn, one or two things that, and also, if you want to be a huge part of this ecosystem, I'm somebody who I advise a lot of people to learn crypto and blockchain because there are no jobs. There are jobs, but there are not so many jobs out there in Nigeria. So I advise that you understand what this new industry has to offer. I am somebody who have been working with quite a number of companies. So, and if I didn't understand what crypto and blockchain is, I won't be able to work for these companies. And these are foreign companies, and I work for them right from Nigeria. So if you are seeking out to understand this industry, you can also do your trading, and also you can also have an employment, and you earn from both sides. So that's the best I will leave you guys with. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Chike. Mr. Fabao, any last word for us?
Yeah, thank you. Yes, thank you very much. I'm glad to have been part of this panel of professionals and very smart individuals. And to be honest, I've learned a lot about people's businesses. I understand the role that each and every one of us have to play in improving this ecosystem. And I would say that, as Mr. Chike said, continue to build, pending when our big brothers or our regulators are ready to come into the system. Just keep educating yourself, keep understanding what exactly the technology behind cryptocurrencies are, and many other applications that that it could be used for. And I'm sure that at the end of the day, we are going to have a better community and a better space for the Nigerian cryptocurrency. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. It's been an amazing evening. Thank you so much. So at this point, we'll come to the end of this program. And we look forward to having you some other time, on different days, while we talk about other matters. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you. Ciao.
All right.